This week, a lot of Duskmourn cards drop in price as players prepare for Magic Foundations to upend the standard meta. This video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now, you can pre-order Magic the Gathering Foundations or find a vast number of other great products on their website. Remember, shipping is free in the US if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles. Just look in the description or the comment section below for direct links to their site. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch, where today we're counting down the 10 coldest Magic cards of the week. Like I said in the cold open, we are seeing a lot of Duskmourn cards moving down this week, so there are deals to be found out there. Remember, when we say cold cards, we mean cards that are going down in price, but not necessarily cards that are seeing less play. As always, our list is based on two things: the percentage decrease in the value of the cards, as well as the decrease in the number of sales from week to week. Quickly before we get into it though, I do want to say thank you to one of our gold patrons, and that is Paul Gallagher. Paul, thank you for all your support on Patreon. All the support you've given the channel for a very long time now goes a long way. Sincerely, thank you for everything. I could not do this without viewers like yourself. Thanks again, Paul, and now without any further ado, let's get into it. Number 10, Dollmaker's Shop / Porcelain Gallery. This is down $1.14 to $6.56. That's a 15% decrease. This is the first Duskmourn card moving down in our top 10 today. It's a solid commander card for several builds. The two highest played decks that run this are both around other cards from Duskmourn. They are Marina Vendrell and Arabella Abandoned Doll. Even so, as more packs of Duskmourn are opened and as attention begins to shift to Magic Foundations, Dollmaker's Shop / Porcelain Gallery moves down this week. Number 9, Overlord of the Mistmoors. This is down $1.26 to $7.28. That's a 15% decrease. This Duskmourn card has been getting a good amount of play in Standard. It's in Domain, 4-color Control, Naya Control, and sometimes Boros as well as Orzhov Token Control. Over in Pioneer, you see this here and there, but it's most consistently in 4-color midrange. It gets commander play too in several decks old and new, including 2 around other cards from Duskmourn, Marina Vendrell and Nico Light of Hope. But again, with all the Duskmourn packs being open and the market shifting its attention to Magic Foundations, it's not too surprising to see Overlord of the Mistmoors trend down this week. Moving down 3 spots this week to number 8 is Sunscour, down $1.49 to $8. That's a 16% decrease. This one-print wonder was hot recently because there were 3 copies of it in the sideboard of a modern Bant Birthing Ritual build. The deck was performing well at first, but as time went on, Birthing Ritual decks shifted into some different color combinations and eventually dropped Sunscour, so this week it continues to trend down. Number 7, Secret Arcade / Dusty Parlor, down $1.56 to $8.04. That's a 16% decrease. This is the exclusive room from the Duskmourn Miracle Worker Commander deck. Each of the new Commander decks has one of these exclusive room cards. They don't even appear in collector boosters, meaning they are more difficult to find in the secondary market. That's part of the reason this card was hot for a while. It's also a very good card for enchantment-centric decks, and it continues to get a fair amount of commander play. This is in fresh builds around a couple cards from its pre-con, the front-facing commander Aminatu Val Piercer, as well as the Master of Keys. Secret Arcade / Dusty Parlor is also appearing in a popular commander deck around a card from the main set, Marina Vendrell. Still though, as more Miracle Worker decks are opened, even an exclusive room isn't safe from getting cold and sliding down. Number 6, Zola Toyak the Smiling Flood, down $1.65 to $3. That's a 35% decrease. This is the foil copy that comes from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan Explorers of the Deep commander deck. It is a fairly popular commander, and it's in the 99 of some builds too. The card had a little speculation on it prior to Duskmourn's release due to some landfall cards that were previewed. Some thought that it might be a good upgrade to the Jump Scare commander deck with an exclamation point. Those speculations never really panned out, so now Zola Toyak the Smiling Flood is trending down. Quickly before we get to our top 5, just a fast reminder, this video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now you can pre-order Magic Foundations from there, but they have a whole lot of other great Magic products as well, and a lot of awesome things that are not Magic related. Remember, if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the United States. Also, if you're looking for a direct link to their site, Just check out the comment section or the description below. I do have links posted in both of those places. And now, without any further ado, let's get to the top 5. Number 5 is Pyrogoyf, down $1.93 to $8.95. That's an 18% decrease. This is from the Modern Horizons 3 Graveyard Overdrive Commander deck, and when it comes to Commander, you see it mostly in fresh builds around Deeds of the Restless from that pre-con. Plus, this has quickly become a highly played 1v1 dual Commander card. It even appears in vintage Teamer control builds. However, Legacy may be the biggest reason this card was very hot for a while. Pyrogoyf is usually a 4-of in the popular red Stompy deck there. It's in Legacy Naya Stompy as well. In those builds, Pyrogoyf combos with Fable of the Mirror Breaker to copy itself and do big damage. But after being hot for several weeks, this card starts to trend down as sellers have been putting lots of copies up for sale to take advantage of the higher price point. Number 4, Meathook Massacre 2, down $2.06 to $6.91. That's a 23% decrease. Like most sequels, this just didn't live up to expectations. It had a high price point when it was released, and some tried to make it work in Standard, but it really hasn't done much there. It's seeing some Commander play in builds both old and new. Some players have used it to upgrade the Duskmourn Endless Punishment deck, while others have put it in fresh builds around the front-facing Commander from there, Vel'Gavoth Harrower of Souls. You also see the card at times in Carrick Son of Yawgmoth decks, for example, but ultimately, Meathook Massacre 2 moves down since it doesn't get the amount of play many anticipated, and lots of packs of Duskmourn are still being opened. Number 3, Metamorphosis Fanatic, down $2.73 to $14.21. That's a 16% decrease. This is from the Duskmourn Miracle Worker Commander deck. After an aggressive spike recently, more copies of this went up for sale, leading to some stabilization. Plus, more and more Miracle Worker decks are being opened. The card is seeing a good amount of play though, as you would imagine it's showing up in fresh Commander builds around the front-facing Commander from its pre-con, Aminatou Veilpiercer, and Metamorphosis Fanatic is in several other Commander decks too. Plus, it's appearing in some 1v1 dual Commander builds as well, like Slimefoot and Squee for example. Legacy, however, was the key driver for this card's recent spike. It's in the very popular Dimir Reanimator deck there, and it's also showing up at times in Grixis Control. But Reanimator is the more popular deck by far right now. Ultimately, I just think the card got too expensive too fast, so it's not surprising to see this continued retraction. Number 2, Overlord of the Balmerk. This is down $2.82 to $14.50. That's a 16% decrease. Recently, there has been an influx of copies of this for sale after it spiked aggressively a few weeks back. The card is appearing in multiple formats. In Pioneer, this is in the highly played Mardu as well as Lopson Greasefang decks. It also appears in Mardu midrange and sometimes 5-color Enigmatic Incarnation there. Meanwhile, in Modern, it's in the Rock and sometimes Yawgmoth. And in Legacy, you see the card in Espervile, as well as the non-Yorion Death and Taxes builds. As for Commander, this is in lots of decks there, old and new. Many are getting it to upgrade the Duskmourn Miracle Worker and Death Toll Commander decks. It's also in fresh builds around some cards from those decks. Aminatou Veilpiercer and the Master of Keys from Miracle Worker, as well as Renmaw Creaking Nest from Death Toll. Another popular build running Overlord of the Balmerk is Marina Vendrell. That one, of course, is from the Duskmourn main set. Regardless though, between the extra copies for sale and all the packs of Duskmourn being opened, Overlord of the Balmerk just couldn't hold its high price point. And finally, coming in at number 1 is Unholy Annex / Ritual Chamber. This is down $2.83 to $8.31. That's a 25% decrease. A little history here. This has been on our hot list for the last 3 weeks. It came in at number 6, then 7. Last week it hit number 1. This week it takes the top spot here on the cold list. How many times have we seen this? A card spikes aggressively and sellers flood the market with copies to try to sell as many as they can at the new higher price point. The extra cards in the market then cause a price retraction. Anyway, here we have a Duskmourn rare that has been showing up in many different builds in multiple formats, which is why it's been hot. In Pioneer, the most popular deck running it now is Rakdos midrange, but it's also in Mono Black Demons as well as Orzhov, Golgari, and Dimir midrange. Over in Commander, this has seen a ton of play in lots of builds, old and new. Many players have been getting it to upgrade the Endless Punishment Commander deck, while others are putting it in fresh builds around that front-facing Commander, Vel'Gavoth Harrower of Souls. Unholy Annex / Ritual Chamber is also in the very popular Marina Vendrell decks there. But the standard format and the play this card saw in the Magic World Championship tournament recently were key drivers for the price spike that occurred. This was in 3 of the top 8 decks of the Magic World Championship. The second place Golgari midrange deck had 3 copies, and the 5th as well as first place Dimir Demons deck each had 4 copies. This card is also in other standard Demons builds like Orzhov, Mono Black, and Rakdos. Even with all that play, Unholy Annex / Ritual Chamber moves down quite a bit this week. At the end of the day, it's a rare and there's just too many packs being opened. Plus, like I said, sellers have been pushing lots of copies of this into the marketplace after the results of the Magic World Championship tournament. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch, but if you missed yesterday's episode, go back and check that out. We looked at the top 10 hottest cards. Magic Foundations is starting to push card prices already. Until next time, that way, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.